Okay, so remember that, keep that in mind. Because the stand was over here, it was a little bit low. For the first page or so, all the people over there were kind of being ignored by you a little bit. It was almost like you were just like, you just liked them, but you didn't really like them. And I was just about in the like crowd sitting there. So you have to really think before you start playing, think about all of these people. You have to feel in all of your body, you have to feel a lot of sensitivity towards everybody that's sitting there, because they just want to basically be a part of what you're doing. We have to somehow get you a little bit more confident just coming up to the end of the bow, so that when you do have those moments where you're singing, where you really want a melody to last forever, you can feel really, really free, and you can feel like you're just able to kind of sing that out. And you want, with longer melodies, you want to be able to kind of lift everybody up to a certain moment and then bring them down to a small one. And to be able to do that, you have to be able to use a bit more of your bow. Instead of, you just do that far. Okay, I'll do it really slowly with me. So, very soft, and no bow, and then, let's do it again. Really lovely. I think what we just have to work on, especially when it says 40, is that you just try to go for it a little bit more, so that you're really trying to kind of shout out everything that you're doing, rather than being too polite. You're being a little bit polite. You're sometimes just playing very, very politely and quite softly, and I think sometimes we just need to be a bit more brave. One thing I wanted to say, before we go back to the beginning, one thing I want to say about this place is what you have to try to do is keep activity somewhere. So if you're bowing, suddenly you're not bowing separate bows all the time, but you're just doing something that's a little bit easier. What you have to do is make sure that the left hand then kicks into action and is really doing as much movement as possible. Because all of the articulation and the definition of all the notes is going to come from your left hand, not your right hand. And try to read ahead as much as possible, because it's one thing reading ahead and being prepared when you're in your lesson or in your practice room, but under pressure, like when I'm standing over you like this and everybody's watching you, to really think ahead and to be really, your brain to be working, in perfect order, that's really difficult. Okay, just now, the only thing I would say, you're playing it really down here, I think that might make it actually harder. Just try to go a wee bit further up the bow. Even if it's like a little bit messy, I think it's going to be good, because you're going to have a bit more power. And the only other thing that I would say is when you're playing the fast bowing, just watch that it doesn't get, sometimes when we're doing fast bowing, we actually keep this hand kind of stuck. You watching? Keeping this arm kind of stuck like this. And rather than that, it's actually easier just to use this part of your arm, so that you're actually just opening it out. So we can maybe just work on that a little bit. What happens if you try to do something that's out of your comfort zone is usually something goes wrong. If you take a risk and you do something you haven't done before, something's likely to go wrong. You have to push yourself to try to do that. And if you push yourself enough, you'll work out the right balance.